You are not gonna believe this, Dan. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so there I was, going on my morning jog. You know how I go on my morning jog. And I'm jogging down the street and I pass a park bench, okay? And on the park bench, there is this little child. Just a child, completely alone, sitting there. Now the child had 3 balloons in their hand. They were holding balloons and they were crying. There was this crying child on the park bench with balloons. And so I go up to the child, of course, I'm gonna stop my jog and go to the child, I'm a kind person. And I ask him, child, you know, what's wrong? What's the matter? And the child says, I dropped my ice cream. But Dan, there wasn't any ice cream around. No ice cream anywhere to be found. So I'm like, what do you mean you dropped your ice cream? There's no ice cream here. And the child said, no. If you go 3.5 blocks that way, and then you take a left, and then you take a right, and then you take another right, you're gonna find my ice cream. And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do about this? You want me to scoop it up and bring it back? And the kid said, no. My favorite flavor of ice cream is pumpernickel ice cream. Okay, that's what the kid says, pumpernickel ice cream. And I'm like, okay, sure. So you want me to go get you some more ice cream? And the kid's like, yeah. I dropped it while I was halfway coming here. And so I just came the rest of the way here, the kid says. And I'm like, okay, so I go down the blocks. I go 5 blocks away to the ice cream shop and I talk to the ice cream guy. And the ice cream guy is like, hey, you know, we're all out at pumpernickel ice cream. I can't get you anymore. And I'm like, what do you mean? What? Okay, fine. Then how about you get me a milkshake instead? And so I get a milkshake. Now the milkshake is wheat flavored, not pumpernickel. So I go back to the kid and I give him the milkshake. And the kid's like, this doesn't taste right at all. This doesn't even taste like pumpernickel milkshake, let alone pumpernickel ice cream. And I'm like, I'm sorry, kid, wheat is all they had. But it turns out the wheat is good for like childhood development. Wheat it's in breakfast cereals. Yeah. All right. One more song is never enough. We ain't gonna stop.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Dan? You never called me. I guess so, okay.
Sure. Where the beat goes.
That is crazy. I gotta tell Steve.
I don't wanna be waited on. Don't need nobody asking where I've gone. This will end up as a tragedy. If you keep thinking I'm some remedy. Don't need nobody leaving me behind. I got something else in mind. I can handle it on my own, yeah, I can handle it. I can handle it on my own, yeah, I can handle it. I don't need nobody watching me, 'cause there is something else I wanna be. I don't wanna have to make you smile or make you cry. Don't tell me how you wanna die and kick that stuff away from me, yeah? I feel so comfortable. I want some things to feel impossible. That's the only way to know what's real. If you know where I'm going here. Don't need nobody trying to make me blind. I got something else in mind. I can handle it on my own, yeah, I can handle it. I can handle it on my own, yeah, I can handle it. I don't need you here to cradle me. I see the boy you want to test to be. Someone to make me smile or make me cry to tell him how I want it. That's so kick that stuff away from like this before? Am I hallucinating? I just can't be sure. So won't you come closer? 'Cause I've got to know. Are you looking for somebody just like me? I can be the one, just tell me what you need. 'Cause you got me hostage and I can't leave. Now I'm hooked on the sensation. I can't escape, I've got you in my veins. Baby, you know what you started and I can't breathe. Girl, you know I want you. You got my attention, I can't turn away. Girl, you know I can't help it, I just gotta have a taste. Lock me up and throw away the cure. Ain't no remedy once you take control. I tried to resist you, but I want you more. I surrender to the drug that is your kiss. I'd do anything to taste you on my lips. My dark obsession that I can't quit. Now I'm hooked on the sensation. I can't escape, I've got you in my veins. Ooh, baby, you know what you started and I can't breathe. Girl, you know I want you. You got my attention, I can't turn away. Girl, you know I can't help it, I just gotta have a taste. I need you to be upon me, 'cause I can't wait to OD on that body. You're the addiction that I just can't shake. Girl, you know I can't help it, I just gotta have a taste. You're giving me fever, you know that I need you. Girl, you know I've got to have a taste. A taste, a taste, taste. I just gotta have a taste. Baby, you know what you started and I can't breathe. Girl, you know I want you. You got my attention, I can't turn away. You know I can't help it, I just gotta have a taste. I need you to be upon me, 'cause I can't wait to OD on that body. You're the addiction that I just can't shake. Girl, you know I can't help it, I just gotta have a taste.
damn it. Heyo, heyo, heyo! What's up? Video's not working?
Introducing everyone.
we can't.
You already know our name.
God
so
damn it. I got
not
it.
a problem.
I figured it out.
We're glad to be here.
Also, thanks for the bits, Macaroni and Brie.
Yeah, appreciate it. Like I was saying, we have quite a fun night planned. I'm very excited for it. So, I guess without further ado, why don't we go ahead and jump into it? Absolutely. Alrighty then. So our first game, it was always helpful if you look at the set list ahead of time, is a game called Bullshit. So this is a game that requires audience participation on two fronts. The first thing you're going to do is go ahead and give us things that we have to discuss. So ask us life's hardest questions, things that we couldn't possibly know the answers to. And then from there, it's up to you to decide whether or not we do know the answer, or if we're totally lying through our teeth. That is what it means to be. Alrighty then. I'm going to go with just the first question I see, which is a very patriotic question. What is freedom? Freedom, above all things, is the ability to discuss what freedom is. You see, if we were not truly free to begin with, we couldn't even have the conversation we're having now. Now, I know some of you may look around the room suspiciously, and you see things like CCTV or security guards, and you think, well, this can't be a free discussion then. But in reality, I tell you, it is a free discussion, because ultimately it's one that we're having with no fear for our lives. That's freedom.
Great.
All right. And now you vote. Was I truthful? Was I not truthful? How are you feeling about the things that I was saying? Is this America? Or is this an altered state? Who knows? And also, thank you, Motion Design. Always glad to see you.
Motion
here.
Design!
Hey, thanks for that sub.
What? Alrighty.
A lot of back and forth right now.
A lot of back and forth.
Close.
Zenfox accuses me of working for the government. I don't work for the government. I do, in honesty, work for Big Pharma, though, which I guess is kind of like the government, so I don't know. I'm looking like it's a no for me, dog. That's okay. We'll move on to our next performer. Hopefully someone who can convince you of something a little bit more truthful. Don't be afraid to keep those questions coming. Universe's hardest questions. All right, who do we have next?
Steve!
Woo! Steve! Steve, why did people try to fake the moon landing?
Well, you see, people tried to fake the moon landing because landing on the real moon is hard. So instead they tried, but ultimately I think they failed because we did make it to the moon. And otherwise, we would have been able to fake it. And if we hadn't been able to make it to the moon, then I think it would have been a perfectly great option to just film the whole thing and post it on YouTube for casual viewers to enjoy.
Ah, yes, of course. We didn't fake it because we actually did it, but we tried to fake it doing it. Naturally. I mean, it happens to the best of us.
They think it adds
all right.
up.
Yeah, people seem to be on board with this.
YJ says it adds up.
Yeah, I mean, the math doesn't lie. The math doesn't lie. I guess we'll move on to your next question, Steve, which is, what's Bigfoot doing as of now?
Ah, that's a great question. Well, you see, Bigfoot right now is taking a leave of absence from the cryptozoology field. Bigfoot's been really big in the field, as we all know, and they've been a major staple of people going into forests and being scared by large ape-like creatures. Now, Bigfoot's sabbatical will only last for so long. They'll be back, as we all know, but they just wanted to give a little bit more time to the other less-known cryptids so that they could enjoy the spotlight for themselves.
I see. Have you met Bigfoot personally, Steve?
Yes. In fact, I had a nickname in high school, the Amish werewolf.
Oh, that's delightful.
I thought it would be Steve Squatch.
No.
Wow. Unfortunately, the crowd did not believe your Bigfoot anecdote. Maybe it's because you made a big pun in the middle of it, but we're doing our best. All right, we're moving on to our next person.
Max.
Hey, Max. What is what is that hit 90s, early 2000s band Sugar Ray up to right now?
Sugar Ray?
Yeah, Sugar Ray.
So as you said, he is a performer from the late 90s to early 2000s, and he has been working to construct a sugar ray. That's what his life goal was. He used a foundation of entertainment to be able to collect enough funds to be able to complete a sugar ray, and now that he has it, he's going to do kind of like a dastardly villain type plan to turn the world's monuments into sugar.
He's going to sugarify the world. I see. Well, I believed you, Max, but it's looking not that way from our audience. Macaroni and Brie thinks it's plausible, and it is getting a little bit of a turn here, but
it turned around.
It turned around. Oh, you know what, Max? The world believes you. Sugar Ray is the mastermind we always thought that.
Wait, no, it's tied again.
What?
We need one more vote.
One more vote.
One more vote decides it.
The final.
Gonna be.
Carb,
who's it
how
gonna
could you
be?
do this
Which
to me?
shoe will drop
In the
first?
final hour.
Yeah!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! You know what, Max? I'm gonna give it to you.
Right.
Tie goes to the runner in this case.
Yeah,
tie goes to the runner.
You teed.
So I'm gonna ask you something that's gonna be way easier. You'll knock this one out of the park. String theory or quantum loop gravity?
Oh, this is a great one. Okay, so I've done a lot of research into this as well. And personally, I'm just gonna come out right out of the gate and just say string theory. The reason that string theory is so compelling in the field of physics in general is that strings are bouncy. They react very, very closely to forces. If you hold a string between your fingers and you pull them apart, it's very taut, it's very bouncy, and that's why strings have a high sensitivity to force, which is what physics is all about.
I see. Well, while the chat is dwelling on your bounce theory of string theory, big shout out to Youngster Jazz. Youngster Jazz, we love you.
YJ, what up?
You know you're always welcome here.
You've been
That's
deemed
out.
by Dan as
Max, another pretty divisive vote here. It looks
We're on
like
the fiction right now.
I see full fiction.
that's
looks like the
frustrating because
nose
I've really
have it.
done. It's frustrating because I've done so much research into this field.
It's true.
Oh.
Get it on the next paper, my dude. We'll move on to our next person.
It's me.
This is from Skittlebean. Dan, who or what produces wind?
So wind is actually made by the giants that live up in the clouds. Any sort of motion that they make up there helps with wind. That's actually how the clouds keep moving. Any large exhale they have, because you know that the lung capacity of a giant is much larger than the average human, so it is able to actually move all the clouds along. It's actually how they prefer their mode of transportation. It's just traveling on the clouds they're already on. But yeah, just basically any movement or breathing from giants, and farting too, if you want to be gross.
What do you think, chat? Are there giants in the sky? And also, Macaroni and Brie, thank you for gifting Toonwit a sub.
Hey!
You know, the love of this community is genuinely so palpable. It really overwhelms us, and we're so happy to have everyone here.
I think YJ said it exactly. Pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward.
I mean, it looks pretty factual to me based on what I'm seeing come in here.
That's full fact.
That's full fact. Wind is caused by the giants in the sky. All right, let's move on. Next question. Now here's one that I think is gonna be a bit trickier for you, Dan.
Okay.
Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Oh, easily Team Jacob. I forgot their names for a second. Easily Team Jacob, because A, those abs are hot as hell. B, anybody can bedazzle their skin. And C, if you don't go against what the books say, then you're not creative. And we all read books just to be creative ourselves and act like we're making characters in our own head. So you have to go against the book, Team Jacob.
This is the problem. No one ever wants to say Dan is lying. I also recently learned very nerdily that the werewolves in Twilight aren't werewolves. They're shapeshifters that only shapeshift into wolves. Well, werewolves
Can
are
they choose to shapeshift into other things?
No, they can't. But werewolves are a different species in the Twilight universe. They like Jacob is like a shapeling, I think is what they call it. Isn't that fascinating?
Well, then what are werewolves?
Werewolves don't get to choose when they become wolves.
It's like Lupin versus
shapelings do change, like they intentionally can change the wolves.
I'm just saying, this is like 87% fact right now.
Yeah, Dan, you got it. I'm not arguing that.
All fact.
Let's see. Okay, another question. If you eat yourself, do you become twice as big or do you disappear, Dan?
Actually, you do disappear when you eat yourself. So by the fact of you consuming yourself, while you are eating yourself, you also are still excreting yourself at the same time. So you will slowly disappear. I mean, that's just conservation of matter. I mean, you will just exist elsewhere as what you discarded, but you're not gonna grow twice as large unless if you want to. Go Eagles.
Well, your waffling really didn't help you there.
No, it didn't.
It really didn't. It's a no. We got to move on.
God damn it.
You know, you had an excellent run, though. Really pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, we have a very important question. These are the kind of questions I like to see from our chat. Alex, what is the superior fruit, and why is it a banana?
Well, as we all know, the banana fits perfectly in the hand. If you look at the banana, it actually has 5 points that fit perfectly in the 5 points of your hand, as well as it has its own natural shell, and you can peel it to open that protective layer to be able to eat it. So bananas are the perfect fruit because they are just made for us humans.
Checkmate, atheists. Checkmate.
Checkmate, atheists.
It's pretty neck and neck right now, honestly. We got some banana lovers in chat. I can see that.
Oh, man.
We might have some other lovers. Dan, do you think it's a crime that bananas aren't included in the fruits for Animal Crossing?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
The fact that there aren't lemons
I
is
lost
the real.
That is the real crime. Where are the lemons?
Look at that loss.
Oh, it looks
got my
like the
cherries.
nose. It looks like your banana theory did not hold water. I am sorry. Well,
that's bullshit.
That's the game bullshit. How is everyone doing? Everyone have a good week? How you boys doing?
Long week.
Long week, Steve?
Yeah. So I do I do like software research for a living, and we had a lot of we interview people to like talk about like base user interaction, that kind of stuff, all that jargon. We had roughly 11 interviews over the course of 4 days this week.
Wow.
So yeah, that was fun.
That
Literally,
sounds miserable.
like you guys know this, but chat doesn't. I just got off work at 8 o'clock today.
That's the problem when you cross time zones, my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of crossing time zones, Carbs, what is Canada? And Nico tried to steal your dog today?
Carbonated Milk said the most Canadian thing, which is an
True.
steal my dog.
Well,
It's a
actually,
metaphor.
my mom has this fear. I'm not sure if it's rational or irrational, but she does have a fear that my dog, who is about the size of a large rabbit, is going to be stolen by a hawk if left unattended in the backyard?
You know, I kind of am on your mom's side on this one.
I mean,
that
it
seems
can
like
happen.
a reasonable thing to me, really.
It can happen, yeah.
And I know the hawk population in Ohio must be crazy or something like that.
Really high, yeah.
Really high.
Ohio.
Welcome
There was
everyone.
no need to go there.
Yeah,
There was
you
no
know.
need.
Welcome everyone who is joining us for the first time or anyone who's coming back. We are Show Until Live, a weekly comedy improv stream. We just played our first game and we're going to jump now into our second one because we have so many fun things planned and I really want to get through all of them. So this is an old tried and true favorite. This is genre storytelling. So what I'm going to need from everyone in chat is 4 genres. So go ahead and think of a genre. For those of you unaware, a genre is something like Western or romance, spy thriller. We get some really creative ones on this channel. So go ahead and really stretch our brains here. That's what we like to do.
Rom Dizzlin, Alex is from Ohio.
Sure.
I'm not. That is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie.
Wait. What's the command exclamation point, Alex? What is that?
Oh no.
It's fire safety now.
That one's fire safety now since he set his lawn on fire.
Exclamation point Ohio, exactly why, Jay.
Karen, as much as I love it, I don't think Dobby is a genre. Oh, but it is great. It is great. Okay, I'm seeing some good ones in here. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Oh, some amazing ones, Team Win. You're on your game.
Cooking drama. It's such a genre that, like, cooking genre is definitely a genre. Or
Right.
cooking drama.
Well,
Yeah.
I have my 4. Thank you, everyone. I don't know what a 2000s wine movie is, but if Blockbuster still existed, I would check it out.
Slow
Here-
roll these as much as you can.
All right. Let's see. Steve, your genre is a personal favorite of mine. Anime. So go full anime, which I think will come up a little bit later, but let's lead into it. And spoilers alert, foreshadowing.
Oh, foreshadowing. What?
What? And then Alex, yours will be cooking drama, as popular request goes.
Cooking drama?
Cooking
drama.
Yeah, you know it, Dan.
Okay.
Dan, because I think you have the most experience with this, yours is going to be YouTube vlog.
What? Okay, it's probably true.
And Max, yours is a tell-all documentary. So give us that sweet tell-all documentary.
Yeah.
I immediately flipped away from where I wrote that down, which is a shame because I do need to know what these are. But we'll go ahead. So now what we need from the chat is a title for our story. So if you have 2 random words you want to put together and make the title of our story, it may or may not be relevant to the story we actually tell, but we like to start somewhere in good faith. So why don't you go ahead and spam the title now. All right.
Come From Away is just a shortened version of the musical Come From Away.
That's a very depressing topic to bring up right now.
Real quick, for some reason I'm really doubting that I know how to spell anime, but I'm not going to tell you guys how I spelled it.
No, Dan, tell us how you spelt it.
You know how
Go
you
for
stare at words for so long that they no longer make sense? That's sort of where I'm at with anime right now.
We're going to go with the story. Thank you, Karen. We're going to go with the story of the glowing spatula. So this is the story of the glowing spatula. Why don't we start off with cooking drama?
All right, give me 1 second.
Whenever you're ready, Dan. The time is yours.
All right, ready? And kaboom.
Begin story.
Welcome to the cooking show, The Golden Spatula. This is where competitors are going to face off against the most grueling competitions in order to find out who is the best spatula user.
Anime.
So,
The best spatula user will obviously be me, Miku. I am the best and I will devour all the rest.
YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't stop eating. It's just like, what am I gonna? You guys know me. I'm sorry. All right, look. If you look at my fridge, look. I still have all of those beers from the New Year's party from last year. You remember that? All right, but like and subscribe.
Documentary.
Out of all the contestants, there seemed to be something afoot. From the very start, it seemed like the person who was best positioned to win was only because they had inside info with the people at the top.
Inside info because they stole it from the major corporation. And that person is Mikey.
Cooking drama.
Mikey.
Yeah, you know, I took some of the info from the corporation, but the way I see it, as long as I don't get caught, it's going to be an easy win for today's competition. I'm going to get the community.
Yo, we need to hit at least 2,000 likes if we want to win this competition, everybody, all right? Now, if you look over here, my girlfriend, she's in the other room. I got this pie, all right? You know what we're going to do. Come on, here we go.
Documentary.
It was clear that even though they received the 2,000 likes that he asked for, they still were not even close to winning. However, the pie was quite humiliating and it did get many views on YouTube.
Cooking drama.
Yeah, so I ended up starting off with like a badass pie, you know? But then I was like, man, what's the best pie? It's pizza, dog. So I started cooking a pizza instead, and I think the judges were real impressed.
And so the pizza began to cook, and soon it took on the form Mega Pizza. And the Mega Pizza fought with the sausage roll.
Drama.
Oh, cooking drama. There is now a fight being broken out in the kitchen. It seems like the competitors are going to have to battle off the pizza.
We're gonna have to battle off if we want to complete this Mega Pizza Challenge, everybody. All right, so everybody at home, get your sausages up. Make sure you
Documentary.
As the trivial trials continued, it seemed clear that no winner was in clear sight.
Anime.
That means that
Now I, Mega Pizza, will level up. Hoedown!
Documentary.
after the pizza leveled up, it was clear that those at the top had positioned the pizza to win. It
Drama.
was clear.
Well, Miku, it seems that even though your pie was pretty good, your fighting style was weak. I'm afraid you're going to have to go home this week.
Anime.
No, I failed.
Vlog.
I failed.
Look, followers, I failed you. This is my apology video. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I lied to all of you. My girlfriend's
Documentary.
in the other room.
However, Mikey did not go quietly into the night. He took the leader, the director and producer of the show, and he held him at knife point. This
Cookie
was
drama.
the point where the
That's right. Mikey comes out on top every time, baby.
End story. The end. Macaroni and
Thanks for the gifted subs.
Welcome everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you all for being here. It's honestly, it's phenomenal. Just being here with you guys every Friday night, especially during times like this, is such a good way to ground the week. Such a good way to kick off the weekend, and we're glad you all could spend it with us. I hope you enjoyed the fascinating story of the glowing spatula. Truly exciting. I'm always blown away by how the genres work together. Like,
Right?
that one was so, like, we couldn't have scripted that. Like, if we had, it would have been terrible.
Wait, but we wrote this all before the show, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, the scripts I sent before time are still valid, so hold
Okay.
on to that. We're on
Okay,
page 6
okay.
for anyone following along at home. Legal brickos everywhere. Gotta love the legal
Yeah.
bricko.
Oh,
Although, you know,
devalue the value of Bricko. If everybody has it, then it's not going to be worth anything.
no, bricko stonks are through the roof. guys.
Also, this is a good time to get our emotes because if you notice, they do start floating up from the bottom of the screen.
bottom.
Oh, we did the
Whoa.
thing that streamers do.
Guys, we're like closer and closer to being real streamers every
Look at
day. Isn't it pretty impressive?
We're getting more and more legit
To be
every
fair,
time.
during my Apex this game through stream, I said the phrase "real streamers," and Maniac or not Maniac, Macaroni and Brie was very quick to be like, "You are a streamer," and I was like, "Yeah, it's just weird to think about, you know." Like it's weird now that, especially that Max has started uploading YouTube videos, that I get our show and tell subscriptions in my subscription thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, all my favorite content creators and me.
Yeah. Right.
It's crazy. Everyone should stream. If everyone streamed, the world would be a better place. That's probably not true, actually.
Not everyone needs a platform.
Not everyone needs a platform. No.
Yikes. Big yikes.
There's many
Big
people who
yikes.
should not have a platform.
Exactly. There are many people who should not have a platform.
The best video games I'm good at are platformers.
Oh, Macaroni and
Gonna
Brie's
stream some Jackbox this weekend. Rad.
Hell yeah, Macaroni and Brie. We'll try it. Let us know when that is. We'll definitely try and feel free to post it in our Discord when all the link and stuff is, and we'll make sure everyone goes to say hi.
Yeah.
Why don't we go ahead and jump into our next game, because we are really rolling through the time here. Our next game is a guessing game. So this is a game called Job Interview. So Alex is going to be our handy-dandy guesser. So Alex is going to mute us and take away the chat so we can't see what's going on.
Bye, Alex.
Bye.
Bye, Alex.
Bye.
So what we need is Alex is going to be interviewing for a made-up job. So if anyone wants to propose some made-up jobs that we can hopefully, and this does not have to be a real job, it can be the fakest of fake job. The example that we used earlier in practice was cow tickler. I don't know what that job is, but he could have it.
But it isn't either.
Motion design, I do like that a lot, though. That is a good one.
That is a good one.
Zen Frox. That's a very good one. You know what, Zen? I think we're going to go with that one. That one really speaks universes to me.
Okay, let me try to fit that in the...
Steve, you know which one I'm saying?
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, this is Unicorn Debt Collector. I don't think Alex can read lips, so I think we're okay here.
No, I don't believe so.
What if he busted that skill out of nowhere?
Yeah, that's how he spent his entire time.
Yeah, that's how
Some people learned to make bread over their quarantine. Alex learned to read lips. Dan, we're kind of at your schedule now, so just let us know when
we
you're ready
are good to go.
Oh wow, these are honestly some great ones. So feel free to use these the next time we play it, because these are some great suggestions.
All right, we need Alex back. Alex.
Alrighty.
Alex.
Oh, he. Okay.
You're
we
back,
go.
Alex.
Hey,
Hello.
yeah, so
I know. I'm not ready.
I don't even know why we're having this guy. I'm just gonna give the job to my nephew.
Oh,
Hey,
Hey.
sorry about that.
Hey, hi.
Sorry about that.
So glad you could be here.
Well, you didn't even have your tie on before you came in.
Yeah, sorry. Don't mind me. I was just I just came back from saving a bunch of orphans, and so I wasn't wearing a tie because it could have caught.
Okay, great.
Oh, you like saving and the public good? You would say?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he's not going to be the perfect fit, but that's
Oh,
okay.
I mean, the public good sometimes needs to just fend for themselves, though, too. I think.
Oh,
And they're not that great.
I'm interested.
well, just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you think you're qualified for the job.
So, I mainly what I have done in the past is I actually worked on a farm. So I worked with the animals. I dug a lot of holes.
Animals. Alright.
I fed the animals. Sometimes if they were bad, because I'm a bad person, I kicked the animals.
Ooh, that's gonna be nice.
Yeah, I every
I'm
once in a
glad that
while
you-
I'll just kick the animals. And then one day I was walking down the street and I saw a kid with a balloon, and so I took the balloon and I kept it for myself.
Okay.
And I was like,
All
you know
right.
what? I should
That's-
find a way to do this for a living.
That's great. I think that's the kind of disillusionment with kind of magical spectacle that we're looking for this position. Now, I'm glad to hear that you work with animals a little bit. Could you tell us if you have any concern about working with animals or getting aggressive with animals?
Oh, no. I mean, my father was a rodeo clown. but he was one of those rodeo clowns that actually just stood there and fought the bull back. Not like bullfighting. He didn't do bullfighting. He would actually like get into a fist fight with the bull in full clown garb.
Oh wow.
And so I always looked up to him in that regard. And I think that, you know, I could sort of make myself something similar, you know. I mean, they're big shoes to fill, you know?
Yeah. Just a question. How many like horns did the bulls have?
Oh, well, you know, most bulls have at least 2, but
Two. Oh, 2.
some of the
Two.
some of the bulls that he fought only had 1.
Oh, whoa. Oh, good. All right, that's
Yeah.
good to hear. I thought we were working with a 2-horn guy here, and I was like, whoa, man, we're gonna have to up the pay, and that'd be ridiculous. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, I'm reading off your resume here, and it's quite an impressive resume at that, I must say.
Thank you.
That you have some experience here trying to grab money from one of those carnival things that have money blowing around, where you just snatch at money, and I think that could be a pretty helpful skill. Could you kind of tell us about how that has shaped your career path?
Sure. Well, I think that a big part of it is greed. You know, I will do just about anything for the right price, including completely debase myself or, you know, lose some level of like innocence or integrity. So I think that, you know, what that really taught me was not only the ability to be so nimble, which I find is a very useful skill in a lot of job sets, but also to be able to, you know, really just go for the goal in life that you have, which in my case is I will do, you know, even the most morally reprehensible things, if need be, for the job.
Right. And we've been talking a lot about greed here. I didn't really want to. I just want to throw this out there because you already seem like a nice guy. We're gonna agree here. It's not the leprechauns that have the greed, right? It's the
No.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We're pro leprechaun.
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's so many creatures out there, and we just really want to make sure that we're focused on the right target here.
If you look at a leprechaun, right, and then you look at unicorns, like, I mean, come on, it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious.
Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks so. Okay.
And after I did take a look through on your resume, it seems as though at least nothing written on here is you don't have any serving positions. And I'm wondering if there's ever a time where there are people that you have served, like at a restaurant or something.
Oh, well, there was this one time. It was kind of an under the table gig, but I did have to help this one guy. So this one guy would come to the farm and he would be like, "Hey, can I use your freezer?" And I'm like, "Sure, what for?" And he's like, "Well, I have some extra organs." And I was like, "Okay, you can keep those in the freezer." And then sometimes he would have like clients come by and I would sort of help him out, giving him the organs. So, you know, I mean, I guess in a technical sense, you could say I helped serve meat before.
Interesting. All right.
Wow. Well, look, we also were interested in your credit score. We just want to make sure that you're good with money. You haven't sort of done something bad.
My credit score has been locked in at 666 for years now. Actually.
Oh, good. We don't like the irony of, you know, hiring someone that's, again, you know, if you know they, you know how it is.
So also, do you have any questions for us about the position?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course. So I'm wondering, is there, you know, a uniform that I should, you know, that I can expect to wear on the job?
Some people like to go for intimidating. We're all for that. But generally, it's sort of just whatever you want to go for. But we usually do recommend something intimidating to sort of get the job done.
And also, funnily enough, you can actually kind of choose whichever uniform you actually want to. If you want to be a mailman one day, that's fine. If you want to be a food delivery person, that's fine too. You can actually wear multiple different uniforms from day to day.
Oh, okay, interesting. So I guess my next question kind of ties in with that. Is there any kind of equipment training that I'm going to need to go through? I mean, I have some experience with like farm equipment, but I'm wondering if there's anything else I'll need to know on the job.
No, I mean, like a brass knuckle or two, but that's just the old school. I don't know. Xavier, you have anything?
No, from Ansimum. Just whatever you think that you'd probably need. Yeah, I think that's it so far.
Yeah.
And then the last thing we have to ask is what do you expect for a income level, annual income?
Oh, well, I mean, look, I have done my research, and I do know that it can be a dangerous job. So, you know, there's a lot of malcontent for this job position at times, I think.
Yeah.
So, I'm expecting a pretty hefty sum in order to be a lawn gnome unicorn hunter.
Well, we do have that position open also, but we were more specifically looking for someone that's a little more of a gatherer of sorts.
Yeah. Sorry, sir. Did you even read the job position
Yeah.
that we sent out at all?
Well, yeah, of course I did. This is the right job. This is the job that I want for sure.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Lawn known unicorn hunter. I think that if you haven't done any prep whatsoever, I don't think that we can consider you for this position.
Hey, Xavier, calm down a little. This man, he can. If we do this favor for him, maybe he'll be indebted to us. You know, that's something that
Right.
could be good. A little indebtment.
Look, I'm very qualified.
Okay.
I have interacted with demons in the past. My own demons even too.
Look, okay, we'll give you one more shot. If you can somehow just collect all your thoughts together and tell us what you think this actual interview is for, then you have the job. Because I've liked you ever since you said you hated leprechauns.
Right. Well, you know, I believe that I am extremely qualified to be a collector of cryptids and cryptozoological creatures, and I can help you with collecting lucky things and lucky charms.
If you take this position, you would be forever in our you would owe us a lot.
Oh,
I have my hand on the security button under the table. You have one more shot.
I'm sorry. Yes, I believe that I would be a perfect unicorn debt collector.
Oh, okay, good. Thank God. All right, we can hire him. Jeez, for a second I thought we'd have to do another interview or we'd have to schedule that. Huh, okay. You're hired. You're hired.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks.
You'll start tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Another great ad for Monster.com.
Oh my God.
I'm glad you got there in the end, Alex. That was
I
fun for
had
you on that
no
one.
idea what I was.
You're right.
No
This is a
idea.
reenactment of Steve's day today. That's spot on.
Yeah, I wish
Oh
all
my
job
God.
interviews went like that, where you just showed up, you had to say the position, and you got the job. It's like
I'd like to be the president. Welcome, sir. There you go.
CEO. Yep. Here's my tie. Here you go. Put it on. You
I
have
love
another
how-
interview coming.
I love how Alex just started off the bat with, "Yeah, I take balloons from children."
Well, no. What kind of cued me in on that was you talked about how it was bad to like orphanages or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is an evil job.
We hate orphanages. Exactly.
Yeah, debt collectors
I
famously
really-
hate orphans.
We tried to.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, that's true. I really tried to cue you in. I tried to be smart, but I don't think it actually worked when I said, "Is there anyone that you served?" as in like you've been
You were thinking the legalese
but I don't think
serve,
that-
which I
Well,
got,
no.
but was like, that's a high reach, Max.
That threw me off. Yep.
What I love about having you two guests is that Dan plays it so close to what the suggestion is, and Max is so high that Alex has to like guess somewhere in the middle of the two of them. Great.
Yeah.
It honestly makes like some really dynamic tension between the two.
See, what I try to do is I try to pick points around the border, and then, hey, look, I see a shape, while Max is like, there's a teleporter over here to the answer. Go to it.
Guessing games are really... They're in such a weird little niche of the improv world because they're like kind of improv-ish.
There's so much to them in terms of like how to guess correctly and how to give hints correctly and everything. Like it's kind of its own art form in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and each one is structured so differently, like the kind of things you can and can't say. It's fascinating.
I have no idea what I did with this tie, but it definitely wasn't tied correct.
Somebody pointed out, yes, the old tie and hoodie combo.
It's business casual.
Yeah.
So I live across the street from a fine wine and good spirit. And they recently have started doing like takeout. So you can come and like pre-order online and then they'll like give you your crate at the door. But their inventory ran low because no one was ordering for the store. So today a UPS truck arrived, and for an hour he unloaded just the UPS truck. And at one point I was sitting outside watching this from the balcony of my place, and at one point he passed the other worker who is from a FedEx truck, and the FedEx guy goes, and he's trying to stop it, and he looks at the truck and he goes, not today. And it just kept unloading boxes for like another 30 minutes. It was crazy. It was absolutely a wild scene.
Damn.
Did you ever think about like, hey, it looks like they could use some help. Maybe I should go down and help them out.
I mean, maybe, but this is actively the time where the city of Philadelphia has asked me not to help anyone. So, who's
Is that legal to help like a delivery person with their deliveries? Like, I know it's illegal to open other people's mail. Is it also illegal to deliver other people's mail?
I think it's illegal. I know that it's illegal. So like if you ever get a flyer and it's always on like the outside of your mailbox, it's illegal to put your mail in other people's mailboxes.
Yeah,
without
I do know that.
Like authorized permission to be there, which is a hard thing to track. But I'm not sure exactly what the legalese of it is. But that's why you always get the flyers on the outside.
I feel like every sitcom has had an episode like this where someone gets a piece of mail that's not theirs and they go and they try and deliver it and they have to find out something about the other person. I know at least Bob's Burgers does it.
Yeah, it's a very sitcom-esque endeavor to do.
And it's a crime also.
I love it when you just get like completely wrong mail. Like a couple times, there was one recently where it was like, I guess it was like a bill or something, completely different name and completely different address. And we're like, why do we have this?
Yeah, I love when the people at the post office just quit. They're just like, all the mail goes here.
You get
There is like a UPenn adjunct professor or something who I guess used to live here and has still never changed his mailing address. And like, we have contacted him on like Facebook and email and been like, dude, we are getting all of your mail. Stop. Like, some of this stuff you need.
Yeah, I think we got like 6 census packets from like different residents from like the years that this place has been built, because my place has been built in the 70s. So
say that
we'll
they
still
all still
do
live
that.
there. Do it.
Yeah. Enough about mail systems. Why don't we move on to our next game? This is going to be a game we like to call Swipe Right. So what we're going to need is just a ton of professions in chat. So go ahead and start spamming jobs, occupations, titles that people might hold. And we're going to see if we can match up some lovely singles tonight. Absolutely. Yeah, it's single and ready to mingle night. yoga
Is it
instructor.
possible
Do
for
we-
them to write in maybe? Sorry.
What?
Right in what?
Sorry, I was just gonna say not necessarily just jobs, other nouns as well.
Sure, we can do whatever we want. There are no rules anymore. We're gonna start off with the yoga instructor.
A date with me is like a yoga instructor because you'll be bending over backwards.
A date with me is like a yoga instructor because it's a stretch that it even happens to begin with.
A date with me is like a yoga instructor because, hey, it's okay. You can reschedule. I'm flexible.
A haunted house.
A date with me is like a haunted house because not a lot of people go there.
A date with me is like a haunted house. It involves a lot of booze.
A date with me is like a haunted house. You're very relieved when it's over.
A date with me is like a haunted house, lots of screaming involved.
A date with me is like a haunted house. It's only relevant once a year. A date with me is like a haunted house. It's better at Disney World.
A date with me is like the haunted house. Don't stare into the dark crevices.
We got, thank you, Toonwit. A date with me is like a leaf. Just a leaf.
A date with me is like a leaf because I'm guaranteed at least once to fall down.
A date with me is like a leaf because I'm easy to fall for.
Oh. A date with me is like a leaf. You really wanted to date the whole tree, but...
Dan, walk me through that one. Please tell me what that means, Dan.
Okay. Imagine that someone asks
Yeah.
a tree out and just a leaf shows up. That's sort of what dating me is like.
Okay, a date with me is like a leaf. I'm always gonna be showing off my veins.
Let's see. A dog walker. A date with me is like a dog walker.
Date with me is like a dog walker because much like your heartstrings, I'll pull you in different directions.
A date with me is like a dog walker because I can wear a leash if you want.
A date with me is like a dog walker because it'll always leave you howling. Let's see. I don't know why we specified it, but pro clown. So not an amateur clown, a pro clown.
A date with me is like a pro clown, a waste of a college education.
Damn, Steve. Anti-clown, my dude. A date with me is like...
A date with me is like a pro clown because it's someone's dream.
A date with me is like a pro clown. I'm trying to overcompensate for all of the amateurs that do it just as good as I do.
A date with me is like a pro clown because it involves a lot of makeup.
A date with me is like a professional clown because I'm either gonna be really happy at the end or really sad.
A date with me is like a pro clown because it always ends with pitching a tent.
A date with me is like a pro clown. My kids are gonna be there. I could not get a sitter.
Dan! All right, FBI agent.
A date with me is like an FBI agent. You don't know I'm there, but I'm always watching you.
Jesus.
A date with me is like an FBI agent. I already know more about you than you think.
Oh no.
A date with me is like an FBI agent. We can watch that UFO video together.
There's a lot to unpack there, really. A blacksmith. A date with me is like a blacksmith.
Date with me is like a blacksmith. I can pound all night long.
A date with me is like a blacksmith because you have to put it in the heat to get it hot.
A date with me is like a blacksmith. We're gonna get hammered.
Nice. And then lastly, a date with me is like a mad scientist.
A date with me is like a mad scientist because it's lively.
It's a lively.
It's a lively.
A date with me is like a mad scientist. We're going to be mixing some fluids.
A date with me is like a mad scientist. And I am Igor. That's all. That's my whole joke.
A date with me is like a mad scientist. Do I know what's in this drink? No. Am I going to drink it? Yes.
A date with me is like a mad scientist because sometimes if you can't handle me at my Mr. Hyde, you don't deserve me at my Dr. Jekyll.
Absolutely. That is swipe right. I think some of those people definitely got dates. Some more than others, for sure. Dan is 90% a secret super stoner. I've heard from my friends that are super stoners that if you go too far in one direction, you reach a kind of a clarity state.
Yeah.
Which is that, Dan? Who's to say?
Who knows?
Who's to say?
I am not of any influence of anything. That makes this worse.
There's no way he's sober. I would have thought that for the first 3 years I knew Dan too, but here we are.
My freshman year of college, there was this one guy in the dorm that would just like usually get like stoned off his ass or something and then wander around the dorm at like 2 a.m. looking for people to talk to. And I kept an open door policy and I played video games late into the night. So a lot of times he would like show up and we would talk for a little while at night, and he was chill, it was cool. But he was 100% convinced, just because of how chill I was at 2 a.m., that I was also always stoned. And like I couldn't convince him that I was sober the whole time. He was just like, nah, you're definitely high right now.
I one time went for a walk out in Philly, in like the only green area of Philly, down by the like the Schuylkill Trail, and this guy who I knew is kind of like the stoner of our class, essentially, came up to me and he had a posse of like 3 people behind him. He's a very fun guy. His name's Ian, and Ian's like, "Dom," and I was like, "Oh, he's high," and then I was just like, "Hey, Ian, like, how's it going?" And he's just like, "I know what you're thinking." I was like, "What am I thinking, Ian?" He goes, "You think I'm high?" And I was like, "Are you?" And he goes, "A little bit. I did acid in the trees over there." And then I was like, "Oh, good for you, Ian. Like, I'm glad you're enjoying your day." And he's like, "No, I'm really glad you're here." I was like, "Oh, why?" He's like, "We're very lost and don't know how to get back to campus. Will you guide us there?" And I was like, "These are friends?" He's like, "Yeah." So we're walking back, and this is the part that kind of scared me a little bit. Like, them, whatever, it was fine. Like, they were pretty coherent. The guy in the back just kept going, "Man, this guy's a narc. This guy's a narc. I don't trust him. This guy's a cop, dude. This guy's a cop. I don't know him. He's a cop." And Ian was like, he would never do that to me." So we got back to campus. We go to the dining hall, and this guy who kept calling me a narc, right? He comes up to me while I'm getting like a drink, and he goes, "Hey, man, I'm really sorry I accused you of being a cop." And I was like, "It's okay. Like, it's whatever. It's fine." He's like, "No, I owe you. You saved our lives today. I'm going to teach you something." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh, man, yes.
So he gets milk, right? And a packet of honey. He goes, "Have you ever had milk and honey?" I go, "No." He goes, "I'm going to teach you how to make it. Here's some milk. And then you put the honey in. Congrats, that's how you make milk and honey." And then then he gave it to me, and honestly, it's a great recipe. I'm glad I learned
pretty
it.
Good. I gotta try that.
Wait, what
It's
is
a fair
what is
trade.
that recipe again? I got a little lost.
It's very complicated. So for those of you that aren't familiar, what you do is you get a glass of milk, and then you put honey in the milk.
Wait,
Now,
wait,
we didn't
wait,
teach me this at the
wait.
time, but you should stir it around a little bit. Yeah. Max, I know it isn't vegan. I don't know what the vegan version of honey is like, but I'm sure you could find some.
Not the
yeah.
milk. You don't even need to worry about the milk.
No.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my fun story about the time I ran into my friends who were high.
What is vegan honey? Like, is it some weird syrup?
Yeah, it's probably just like agave syrup with like some other shit.
Oh,
I don't know.
Still being
To be honest,
I read that as a game.
honey is like pretty. Oh yeah, carb agrees. It's probably
Are
agave.
bugs like
And
on
Skittle-
the edge of veganism?
Yeah. Technically no, because they're animals, so it's like very clear that you shouldn't eat their products. But a lot of people suggest that being able to eat honey will help the bee population because the bee farmers give suitable living conditions for bees. But it's kind of like this whole thing.
Wow, like vegan utilitarianism is a fascinating concept. Being willing to harm some animal. Isn't that the argument for
bees aren't
shoehorn crabs
whatsoever.
though? Or not shoehorn, that's what they're called. Isn't that there's like that crab that's super, super old. But they've started harvesting the blood from it. But it's actually helping to like cultivate the species in a way that it hasn't happened for thousands of years.
There's a few really like corner cases where human intervention can actually help animal population. That's also
Horseshoes, thank you.
Deal with like deers, like overpopulated deer because it's so widely populated because like we killed all the predators. So it's really like human intervention got them into that case in the first place. So now it's like kind of suggesting that like hunting all of the deers will like help with their very like emaciated. I was about to say emancipated, but that's not the right word.
Emancipated.
Maybe it is the right word. You never know, Max.
That's a good.
I definitely like I've seen firsthand. My one neighborhood that I grew up in is like it's got a real deer problem. And they tried having like an organized, like the municipality tried to organize a culling one year, and people started like protesting it. And they're like, these deer are overrunning our streets, causing property damage. And also like it's unhealthy for them because they could get hurt and everything. Like the overpopulation of deer in like neighborhoods is a bad thing. And sometimes like there needs to be some kind of intervention because like you said, they're really like what deer predator is in suburbia?
An intervention, that's what they need. Just get them all and be like, guys, you gotta stop. We're worried about you.
My favorite, and like this is a hard choice, but my favorite of all of the Calvin and Hobbes comic strips is the one where the deer burst into an office and start shooting people. Yeah. And at the end, the deer just goes, they were overpopulating by 6 billion. It was a necessary killing. It's a violent, like the show, like it's normally a very like, very fine. But like, I think it's Calvin giving it as like a book report is like the premise at the end.
It's something like that.
Boy, is it so pointed. Oh, it's great.
Oh man, I haven't actually considered what my favorite Calvin and Hobbes comic is.
It's a good one.
It's
a good choice.
Many to choose.
You can learn a lot about a person from their favorite one. Wolves Change Rivers. No, what is that? Tell us about that.
It's like a documentary. Is it? I think it is of how Yellowstone got overrun by deer because they got rid of the wolves because they were getting too close to the people, and so there were too many deer and they were ruining everything. And then they reintroduced wolves to fix everything. Culled the deer population, fixed the vegetation problem, and it actually made some rivers change because they were like getting out of sorts because the plants weren't there to hold them in.
Whoa.
Yeah, if you disrupt one level of the food chain, the whole food chain gets disrupted, and that includes like once you get down to like the plant level of the food chain, a lot of times it can affect like the very geography.
I wonder if there's ever been things to introduce like steps in the food chain. Like, let's say for some reason like a smaller carnivorous species got knocked out of the food chain. If there's ever been an attempt to train the higher level species to eat the species that species was eating as a means of like bypassing it.
I don't know if we've ever been able to like, do it ourselves, but like, there are examples of where like a species goes extinct and then a niche is now open and is filled by other species and stuff.
Fascinating. Well, this isn't BBC America. This is Show and Tell Live, so we should probably do some improv. We're going to play a very fascinating game, which actually is pretty on brand for the conversation we were just having. This is a brand new game that we're playing, so first time ever. Lots of fun stuff tonight, guys. Lots of fun stuff tonight. This is the game Moral Dilemma. So what we're going to need from the chat is questions that you might have moral dilemmas on. We're going to have divine forces essentially come up with our answers, and ultimately it's going to be up to our good citizen whether or not he chooses the righteous path or the less so righteous path. So go ahead and start asking us questions that you might be morally conflicted on. Try to keep them fun and spirited, as is the theme of the show. But yeah, let's get into it.
Give me 1 second.
It's okay, Dan.
All
New
right.
tech always takes a little bit of.
I know, a little bit of buffer. All right, you ready?
Okie dokie.
All right, and 3, 2, 1.
Oh, man, I've just been really struggling with so many choices in life. I mean, I guess, like, for starters, should I collect vinyl or should I use that money to pay rent? I don't know. It just seems like vinyl would be so much fun, but like, I guess I need a place to stay. Oh, it's tough. It's tough.
I got all your answers right here.
Oh, hey, yeah, what's up? Why don't you help me out? What answers do you have for me?
Hi, it's me, Shoulder Devil.
Don't listen to him. He just wants to lead you astray. Listen to me, Shoulder Angel.
Oh, hey, Shoulder Angel, what's up? Well, what do you guys think? Should I spend money on vinyl or should I, actually pay rent?
Personally, I think that you should be paying your rent first, because honestly, who needs the devilishly good lyrics of rock and roll when you have a base of operation to take over the entire world? Like, you can plan an entire revolution from there, one that's very bloody and takes down all established governments.
Huh. I guess I never thought of it that way. Yeah, I mean, I could use my apartment for selfish means rather than just to survive. Interesting. Well, what about you? Do
I
you
have
anything
something to say about this. Of course. I say that you should instead buy vinyl. The thing is that if your land person is quite understanding, they'll allow you to pay rent a few days late. And if that's the case, you should be using your money to enrich yourself by buying vinyl. And it could possibly be, I don't know, Christian rock, something nice.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it would make my apartment nicer if I had vinyl playing in the background. You know what? I agree, Angel. I think I should go spend my money on vinyl. That makes sense to me. But you guys, I have been wondering something else. I have been wondering, there's something that's actually, it's been weighing on me even more. I think that, should I shave my head? I mean, I feel like, I feel like maybe I should shave my head completely bald so that it's easier to deal with.
No, you shouldn't shave your head. You have to keep your hair, because if you keep your hair, then you can eventually make a braid whip. And when you go to rock concerts and all other fun events, you can whip people with your hair.
Wow. Yeah, I guess it could be useful as like a tool in that regard. Well, what about you, Angel?
So I think that the way that you express yourself is very important in the values that you show. And shaving your head would show humility to those around you. and that can be a very endearing value to have. I think that a lot of people would value very greatly if you shaved your head and showed humility.
Yeah, humility is nice. But I do really like the sound of smiting my foes with a hair whip. I think I might side with the devil on this one. Well, guys, I've been wondering another thing. You see, I was going to the museum the other day, and I don't know, it just looked so cool, and like I wanted to reach out and touch the paintings. But do you guys think I should touch them? Should I touch the paintings?
Touch the paintings. Touch them. You
Certainly
can
not.
you
No,
can
dude.
touch them and make them become your own art. And then you can sell the art. Also, everything's the Please Touch Museum.
I didn't notice that.
No, not at all. I must disagree. If you think of it this way, if you think that it's okay for you to touch the art, then everyone else will also think that it's okay for them to touch the art. Soon, in a few years, there will be no art to speak of. And then you won't even know how to create your own art because all of the paintings around the entire world will be ruined. Don't you wish to be able to create your own art and be inspired?
Yeah, creating my own art is nice. But if I create my own art, I could die impoverished and alone like so many artists of the past do, and then become famous after the fact. And I don't want that. I'd rather become the art, like Steve, like the devil, Steve. I named you Steve. Is that okay?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, like the devil said. So I think I'm gonna go with the devil on this one. I'm gonna touch that painting.
Good.
Oh wow, that was pretty cool. Hey guys, I've been wondering. Do you guys think that I should take showers, or should I just use a whole bunch of Axe body spray?
Well, as I would say, you should definitely use Axe body spray. If you can make a whole bandolier of Axe body spray cans. And then if you ever find yourself in a stinky situation, you just pull it and cloud yourself in the smell of Axe body spray.
Got anything to top that?
See, I think that you should do neither. Axe body spray will send harmful things into the environment, little molecules that will increase greenhouse gas effects. And if you shower, well, then you'll also be using up the water source that could be used elsewhere. You should do neither.
But won't I get stinky then? And then people wouldn't like me, right?
Our God works in mysterious ways. If you're going to be stinky, then perhaps you will just be stinky.
Was Jesus stinky?
Jesus was definitely stinky.
Oh man, well if stinkiness is next to godliness, then I gotta go with you, Angel. I'm not gonna shower ever again. But guys, I think I just have one more question. It's a tough one. I've been really sitting on this one for a while and trying to figure it out. I'm not sure if I should go to golf camp. What do you guys think? I mean, on the one hand, well, oh yeah, please go ahead.
I think you should always go to golf camp because then you'll learn how to do business. And business is the ultimate the ultimate way to make money, which makes you successful, and then you can buy your position in heaven.
And that's true. Yeah.
This is a little bit awkward because I unfortunately have to agree with the devil. You definitely should go to golf camp. It's a great move, and you can get into a middle managing position, which is truly next to godliness. Middle management is next to godliness. That's what I've always said.
Wow. You know what? You guys are right. I should totally go to golf camp. I'm going to be the stinkiest middle manager ever. And then maybe I'll make enough money to take over the world. Thanks, Angel and Devil.
Well, hold on. That's not what I meant.
Here we go! Golf camp!
Another soul
Hold on.
saved.
Wait.
Wow.
I'm not really sure who won there, honestly.
Yeah.
For the
I don't know
first
what-
time
tie.
ever in our many times of playing Moral Dilemma, we ended with a tie.
True.
Yeah.
True. The thousands of hundreds of times we've played that game. Oh,
Do you
good.
like how my hotkeys don't listen to me in the middle of the game?
We did go swipe right at one point, which is, that's fine too.
No, Dan. That was a stylistic choice
yeah.
of the person who was in the moral dilemma was having a like a flash vision of all the things that they could do with their life.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Because God forbid if I hotkey the number 7
That's,
to something, you shouldn't go to that and go to 7 reasons. That makes more sense. Thanks, OBS.
Dan,
Perfect.
we don't make mistakes. We
them.
make stylistic choices.
Oh yeah,
True.
that honestly, God forbid that I have used that card so many times through film school for just mistakes to be like, that's not a mistake, it was a choice, and then they're like, oh.
What's the old ad? It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Yeah, it's essentially
Yeah,
that.
not a
Like
bug,
that's,
it's a
like
feature.
it's that for. Honestly, when you take experimental film, which is a class, like that's literally just all you do. I was like, why is this whole thing out of focus? I'm like, it's a choice.
Except camera throws it across a room. That's the movie. Did you get it? I used to do that all the
To be
time.
fair-
Go ahead, Max.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say, to be fair, when you watch The Lighthouse, you can't hear anything the characters are saying. Like, you can't understand a word they say, and it absolutely is a stylistic choice.
Yeah, I mean it works, but like there's a lot of time to where it's like, yeah, but why would you ever choose to do that? Not
Yeah.
in that scenario, but in other scenarios.
Like, yeah, you made that choice, but why did you make that choice?
Why was that choice the one
Would you
made?
make it again? I used to do that all the time in Toastmasters, which is like a public speaking organization. Because they knew I did improv, most people, when they would get their topics, would be very mundane, that kind of thing. But they would ask me these things for my topics that were clearly they wanted a character, essentially, associated with how they wanted an answer. So as an example, a normal person going, they would get the topic of, tell us about your favorite time you went to the beach. And then I'd go up there and they'd be like, tell us about the time that aliens stole your cows. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm a farmer now, which is fine. But when I would embody a character, I would often take on, kind of the affects of that character, which means that I would intentionally incorporate vocal tics. And they'd be like, oh, you kind of stuttered at one point, which is a part of Toastmasters that you're supposed to iron out those vocal discrepancies. But I was like, no, that was a character choice. Then it became such a cop-out that anytime I'd mess up, when they were giving notes, even if I wasn't doing a character, they'd be like, okay, well, let's see. They'd be like, Max, you had some good. I really liked your use of repetition in that one part of your speech. Really good. Dom, you stuttered a little bit towards the end there, and you made a click sound with your mouth. Character choice, and then they would just keep going. So I was like, yeah. It's always a character choice.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you guys what I just thought of this, what my final project for my experimental film class was?
No.
So what I
No,
decided to
I don't think
do is I wrote a spoken word poem, Mad Lib style, where I wrote just generic stuff and then did a word randomizer and put random words in there, and then filmed me super dramatically reading it to the camera and like and did like demonic like over effects and everything else. And I was like, wow, like I got towards the end of it and I was like, this is actually like kind of interesting, like just as like a piece of like not art but just like a thing. And then my professor was like, oh yeah, I really liked how you parodied poems and said they were all dumb. And I'm like, yep. I'm like, yep. And then from then on, I was like, yep, that is where I made fun of spoken word poetry the whole time.
That's why I did it. Yep.
It's all farce. All farce.
Yeah, if you ever mess up badly, it's just satire. That's all you need to know.
Isn't that the story of how the room became popular?
Yeah, more or less.
If you mess up badly at satire.
True. Oh, good stuff.
Well, another part of the reason that The Room is so popular is because it was directed and starring a missing billionaire from a plane accident or something like that, right? What's that?
He's got a crazy backstory.
Guys,
Crazy
is Tommy
rumor.
Wiseau DB Cooper? Have we made the missing link all these years?
God damn it.
What if he was, though? Let's start spreading that rumor online and see if we can get some traction. I don't even think he was alive at that point.
All right, everybody, send it
Isn't
to
that
Campbell.
already a theory or no?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I don't
that was
know.
already-
I know we've talked about it before.
I'm gonna
Like,
Google
not
it
on
right
the
now.
show.
Who knows?
Is Tommy Wiseau DB Cooper? Let's see what the internet has for us.
What is
No, of course, there's an XKCD comic about it already. Of course there is. That's XKCD is the online version of The Simpsons did it, in my opinion, which is like, of course they have a comic about it. It's pretty convincing. I'm convinced.
Vice.com, DB Cooper is Tommy Wiseau and other non-toxic conspiracy theories.
We're too late to the game, guys. We're too late. We got to be quicker on the draw
Damn
next
it.
time. Let's go on to play a game that I'm a huge big fan of. This is a game called Gossip Line. So I'll let Alex MC this one and get the prompt that he wants to get. But basically the way this game works is we are all going to mute ourselves except for Alex and Dan. So we will not be able to hear anything that they're talking about. Alex is going to tell a completely improvised story to Dan in 2 minutes. And at the end of that 2 minutes, Dan has to tell it to me in a minute. I have to tell it to Max in 45 seconds. He has to tell it to Steve in 30 seconds, and Steve has to tell it back to Alex in 15 seconds? 15 seconds. We have to try and get it as accurately as possible, which means a lot of active listening that we are very bad at. Some of us worse than others, Dan. And,
do you want to do the tech for the rest of the show?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do it. I'll come over. I'll be there in an hour, I guess.
Okay.
Cool. All right, let's just jump into it then.
All right,
Going
so
on
you guys,
now.
yeah, you get Steve, Dom, and Max on out of here.
Steve.
All right, so what I need is just give me a noun or a phrase or something to inspire what my story is about, and I'm going to make up a story to Dan about that thing.
Please please go easy on me, Al.
I will absolutely not go easy
Damn
on him.
it.
For those of you who may have been here for before the stream, you may have caught the audio of us practicing this game.
You also might have heard me not listening at all. Hey, Erroneous, what's up? Hey, let's give some more shout-outs to everyone here. We got Skittlebean, we got Karen, we got Uh-Oh, we got JMLD, we got Macaroni and Brie, Carbonated Motion Design, YJ, everybody.
Everybody. All right.
And the Holy Ross. Ah!
Let's see.
What's up?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Holy Ross's suggestion. So this story is going to be about pickles.
Okay.
Story about pickles.
Hello.
Dan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Dude, I've got to tell you this crazy story.
Yo.
Okay.
Do it.
So get this. So there I was walking down the street, and of course, today was the pickle festival.
Mhm.
Like, there were carts of pickles on a stick, deep fried pickles, pickled chips. There were just pickles all over the place. So many different pickles. It was awesome. Because I love pickles, you know? So I go up to the booth, the Vlasic booth, and I'm like, hey, give me one of those classic Vlasics, you know? Because, they love that stuff. So they give me this pickle, and I swear to God, Dan, it was the crunchiest pickle ever. This pickle, like, it fit perfectly into my hand, and I just took a big bite of this dill pickle, and oh, so good. Okay, so I'm eating this pickle, and I hear just like a squawk, and I'm like, what was that? And I look up, and there are seagulls swarming me. They want my pickle, Dan. The seagulls start attacking me, and like they're pecking at the pickle in my hand, and I'm like trying to fend them off, but I can't hit them with the pickle. I don't want to ruin the pickle, so I'm like shielding myself and trying to eat the pickle as fast as I can. And then this pickle mascot guy comes up, right? And he's like in one of those mascot costumes. It's like a big smiling pickle. And he starts like dancing around and then hitting the birds. He's like kicking them and punching them. And at one point he jumps, he does a flip in the air, and then he kicks one of the birds and it goes flying away. It was crazy. And I'm like, dude, thank you so much for saving me and my pickle. Who are you? And he takes off the costume. And you want to know who it was? Get this. That person underneath the mask was Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt?
It was Brad Pitt. Yeah, apparently the dude, he like, it just does a pickle mascot gig on the side. So I had a conversation with Brad Pitt for a while, and I was like, hey dude, what, are you doing any movies? Like, is anything coming up? And he's like, oh yeah, I've got this crazy movie I'm not supposed to tell you. But essentially, it's like centipede humans, where like they take this centipede and they turn it into, like, they cut all of the legs off except for just
All right,
two.
centipede humans, hold on. I have to tell. You know how much Dom loves centipedes and humans
I mean,
together.
you're not supposed to know about centipede human, dude, but...
Okay, that's fine. I'll you didn't sign an NDA, it's fine. Okay, I gotta go call him. Okay,
Okay, all right, bye.
Okay, bye. Hey, Dom, you there? Dom, I can't hear you, Dom. Bad
I'm here.
Oh, there
Can
you
hear
are.
me?
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
All right. Alex just told me the crazy story. You're gonna love the ending. It has one of your favorite things in it. Okay.
Oh yeah, awesome. Let's hear it.
Okay, here we go. So, Alex was at the like the pickle parade that was happening, and when he
Right.
gets there, he goes up to the Visco pickle place, and he's like, the Vlasic, that's what it's called, Vlasic.
Vlasic,
And he's
yeah,
like, hey,
that's a
give me
pickle
one of
company.
those classic Vlasics. And they're like, sure, here you go. So he takes the pickle, and he swears to God, this is the crunchiest pickle that he's ever eaten. But then he hears a scaw, and he looks up, and there's seagulls. There's seagulls above him. They come down and they start pecking at the pickles. The pickle that's in his hand, they're pecking at him. All right, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh no, my pickles. But then this pickle mascot comes up, right? The guy in the mascot suit. He
Yeah,
starts
yeah.
kicking and punching the seagulls out of the air. The guy does a flip in the air and like kicks them like Team Rocket style, and they go flying. And Alex is like, "Who are you?" And the guy takes off his mask. It's Brad Pitt. And it's like, "Oh, Brad Pitt, you're doing this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm working on this movie. It has centipede human stuff in it, but not like the movie you think." And that's what happened.
That is truly a story to remember. Wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible. You know who's a real film buff and would really, really love to hear that?
Who?
Our good friend Max.
Oh,
Let me
he
call-
would. Oh, give him
Max
a
right
call.
now.
Give him a call.
Hello, Max.
Hello?
Max, did you just wake up?
No, I
All
didn't.
right. Well, okay, I got a story to tell you, Max, and you are not gonna believe it. Bear with
All right,
me.
hit me
It
with
took
it.
some turns, all right?
Okay.
So I just heard from Dan, who just heard from Alex, that Alex went to a pickle parade, right? It was sponsored by Vlasic Pickle, so he went to go get himself a good classic Vlasic pickle, right? So he goes up to the pickle booth and gets a pickle on a stick, and as he's eating this pickle, and he swears it's the crunchiest pickle he has ever had. A seagull comes by and tries to snatch it, and then he's like trying to wrangle over this seagull, and he's punching the seagull, but then he gets some help because the guy in a pickle costume comes over because he sees Alex is in a pickle, no joke intended, and he starts beating it up, right? And then he rips off his mask, and who's under there? It's Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is like, I'm filming a movie, dude. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Isn't it? I swear I heard it straight.
And I
from
swear,
Canal.
I was awake for the entire thing. Okay, I definitely heard that. I definitely was listening.
That's
I
good.
wasn't asleep. I have to tell Steve that.
Oh,
that
for sure.
story.
Oh, for sure, man.
Sorry, yeah, I gotta hop off just because Steve is really gonna want to hear this. All right,
Let me
see ya.
know, man.
Hello? Yo, Steve, you there?
Hello.
Hey, Steve, you can hear me?
Yes.
I just heard this craziest story, and you are going to want to hear it. Okay, are you ready?
Tell me.
All right, so Dom told me, and Dan told him, and Alex told him that Alex was walking around on the beach, and he was hanging out, and he saw a stand for Vlasic pickles, and he went and grabbed a pickle, you know, classic Vlasic, and he bit into it. It's the crunchiest pickle he's ever eaten. So then, but this fucking seagull comes by and tries to steal this crunchy ass pickle, and is tugging it with him, and a guy in a mask comes over because Alex is in a pickle. No pun intended, and he takes off the mask, and it's Brad Pitt, and he's like, I'm filming a movie, come film it with me. Isn't that crazy?
That's wild. Oh my god, I can't believe you met Brad Pitt.
Oh my god, that's the craziest story I've ever heard. I gotta go to sleep.
Wow. I gotta go see if I gotta go check with Alex if you told me the right story, because this is crazy. If he met Brad Pitt, he's really going on the big leagues.
Yeah, that's what I hope too. All right.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello, Alex. Hello.
Hey. Hello? Steve?
Hi. I just heard this crazy story, and I needed to confirm it with you. So, Max told me that Dom told him, that Dan told him, that you told him that there was a seagull on the boardwalk, and he went and you got a pickle, and then you were crunching on the pickle because it's a real fucking crunchy pickle, a Vlasic Classic, and then the seagull turned out to be Brad Pitt.
Well, I mean, Brad Pitt was certainly there. and so were some seagulls. Look, man, I don't want to spread too much gossip. I promised Brad that I wouldn't, say anything about like the movie that he's planning on making. So I can't really speak too much on that. But yeah, dude, the Pickle Festival this year was nuts. Let me tell you that.
That's
you gotta
crazy.
come next time.
I gotta post this on Facebook that I know somebody who was within 10 feet of Brad Pitt, as I am not legally allowed to be there anymore.
Yeah, dude. Wait, didn't you lose your phone?
Yeah.
How are you talking to me right now?
Don't worry about it. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Dean. Oh man, I swear to the audience, when we practice this, we're so good, and then the fact that we do it live,
Hey,
it falls apart.
I did great. Chat said I did great. Okay.
Oh,
The only thing.
Can't believe I'm so glad that Brad Pitt or the seagull turned out to be Brad Pitt in the end.
oh no. Oh man, Max, I don't know where the beach came from.
It was a seagull, and I just assumed that it was on the beach.
Seagull assumptions, my man, they'll get you.
We didn't even get to the
Wow.
human centipede part.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, what?
It was the centipede human. So what
that was
Dan
the name of the
didn't tell
movie he
you-
was filming?
The movie Brad Pitt was going to be in was The Centipede Human, where they cut all of the legs off of a centipede except for 4 and then integrated him into human society.
What? When was that gonna come into the story, Daniel?
Hey, I told you at the very end that they was filming a movie about centipedes that become humans, but not like the movie you think, and that's how I ended it.
That's,
Yeah, that was what he
in
said.
hindsight, fair. Wow, that was. Oof. I'm heated. That game really gets the heart pumping. Honestly,
It really does.
play that game with your friends at home. It's a good one.
Because you start going, and you're so sure that it only a tiny amount of time has gone by, and then Dan is like 20 seconds, and then you're like fuck, and then there's like 10 seconds. And you're like, oh my god.
Max, I will say, I think of all of us, you are the worst at your time management with your story.
I'm not
You are
good.
always like a third into it when you've got a half the time left.
Oh
I
my
want to
god, when we were
embellish, but we
practicing
can't.
before stream, Max got through like maybe 2 story beats before it was like 10 seconds left.
He's like,
Oh, it's great. I love that game. That's
so
a fun
fun.
one.
So much fun.
Also, I couldn't remember what Vlasic was, so I said Visco.
Visco
Visco
Pickles.
Visco Pickles.
He said it, I was like, that's not right. I don't know, I shouldn't say that.
I spent a good 5 seconds being like, I remember when you said it to me, Alex. I'm like, I have no idea what you're saying, and then I was like, oh, I've never said that word out loud.
I said classic though, which I think made it to the end.
Oh no, I did end up saying it. It took me like 7 seconds to think about it.
Yeah.
Time.
Oh my god.
Visco pickles.
Gotta love those Visco pickles.
They're requesting a merch of Visco pickles.
Hell
Hell yeah.
yeah.
It's just a
Visco pickle
pickle
merch.
with the headband.
No, it's a scrunchy.
Oh, it's scrunchy. That's what I mean. You got me. I don't even know pop culture.
Alex, are you making a Visco pickle?
I'll make a Visco pickle.
Yeah, Max, are you a Visco girl?
No.
No.
Don't lie to us, Max.
But
Don't
I
lie
am
to
a
us.
Visco pickle.
I am.
Who ain't? Who ain't? Guys, it's a Visco pickle world. Some of us are just living in it.
Oh, never mind.
What? No, Max, speak your mind.
No, I thought of something. So our friend Zenfrock said way earlier in the stream that he said I spent all of today making a studio, and I hope that he would embellish, but I haven't seen him say anything recently, so I am concerned that he's no longer in the chat. Zen, if you are, let us know what you were up to. I'd love to hear it. Carbonated milk. I don't think it's that much of a secret that I am a Visco girl. I love the environment, and I wear scrunchies, and I don't wear deodorant. So,
Sure.
While we vamp, waiting
Hi,
for
Amy,
Zen
Zen, I
to
turned it off.
reply. Unrelated question: has anyone played the hit 2000s Wii game Boogie?
I think Erroneous has.
It's
oh
like
shit! It's
Guitar
Zenfrock.
Hero, except you only sing and it's bad.
What? Why? Who invented this game?
EA. That's why it's a terrible game.
That explains it.
Oh,
That
My
explains it.
question for Zen is: you said that you were building a studio, and I was wondering what the deal was. It sounded like a juicy hook, and I took the bait.
Yeah. We'd prefer if you didn't fish. It's not vegan, but
Speaking of fishing and veganism, I love the great lengths that Animal Crossing goes through to try and convince you that you're not killing anything. It's like, oh, no, you donate all these fish, and they go to a fish preserve. And when you get like a mounted fish statue, they're very explicit that he just needs 3 fish for artistic representational purposes so that he can study the creatures. It's also a simple joy I have of releasing saltwater fish into freshwater rivers. It's just like the game's like, oh, this is saving them. And I'm like, game, you've doomed this fish. Apparently, PETA released how to play the like vegan-friendly, PETA-friendly version of Animal Crossing. Talks about what you can and can't interact with on your islands.
I would love
That's
to
crazy,
see that.
dude.
There's also just questions of like catching animals in the first place. You're taking them out of their environment. You're terraforming planets to not planets, islands to be able to catch more
God.
tarantula.
you
That's
are
like
God.
messing up with the entire ecosystem.
But I created the ecosystem because I am God, so.
That's a good point. All right, Zen said, got a whole corner of abandoned room painted green. With
Nice.
a few tripods. Tomorrow I'm having the entire set up there. IRL co-host, gonna do a sketch show. That sounds awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
cool.
rad.
Definitely tell us when it goes live on our Discord, because I definitely want to see it, and I'd love to see the show.
For sure.
That sounds awesome. Also, that's something that we're considering for like the future. Obviously not right now, but like once we actually have like a permanent space, it would be really cool to be able to do the same thing, like paint the walls green, and just like have a huge space that's all green screened.
Imagine this wackiness, but it's not confined to. I was gonna say triangles, but I'm the only one in a triangle. The rest of you were in like bent. What are those things called? No, the
Trapezoid?
yeah, trapezoids. My
Oh.
friend trapezoids.
Rhombus?
Well, isn't a trapezoid a rhombus? But not all rhombi are trapezoids.
Steve and I are in trapezoids. I don't know what the shape Max
I
and
think
Alex are.
a trapezoid mainly covers a 4-sided object, but I think
2 of the
it's-
sides have to be parallel.
Yeah, 2 of the sides are parallel, whereas there's some other one. Rhombus is just like
Rhombi.
tilted.
If you enjoy geometry content, please consider giving a sub.
Hey, I enjoy geometry content.
I'm
loving this.
an algebra content kind of guy. I feel like everyone gets one. No one's good at both maths. You only get you get the algebra brain or the shape brain. You don't get both brains.
Whoa, that's really cool. Zen says there's an app that can let you that can let you connect your phone to a computer and use it as an extra camera. That's really cool. And I didn't
That's pretty rad.
Macaroni and
Macaroni and Brie.
Mackie and Bree loves geometry content.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you, Mac and Brie, so much. And Erroneous H. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Erroneous.
Thank
Always
you.
glad to have
There
you
it
here
is.
as well.
There it is. Oh, look at all this
Oh,
stuff.
wow. This is a fully rendered pickle, Alex. What are you doing?
Hold on. Okay, I had to edit it in Paint because it wasn't working on the merch board.
We have 20 minutes, and I spent so much time on this next game. Please.
All right.
Okay, let's do it.
We're going to jump into what is probably the greatest improv game ever invented.
Oh my God.
I'm going to declare that right
Can
now.
I preface this with
Sure. Go
tech
ahead,
is
Dan.
gonna go wrong. I guarantee you tech will go wrong during this game. But that does not mean that I did not attempt it, you know. Icarus is commended for how close he flew to the sun.
Yep, that's how that story goes. I'm so excited. This is a game that kind of came out of what we were probably in like a fever state at this point. We had spent an hour and a half talking about another game that we decided not to play at all. And then in the last 10 minutes of the call, I was like, hey, what if? So this is the game that we had you all submit photos for in our Discord in the suggestions page. And I know you're thinking, you're like, what? We're going to play the art auction game? Well, you're damn wrong. We're not playing that game tonight, boys and girls. We're playing a whole different game. This is a game that we are hoping we never get too big of streamers because then we will get sued. So we're calling this game Heart of the Cards for an obvious reason. I just want to preface and make this explicitly clear. Alex and Steve have never seen the images that they are going to see. So it'll be them seeing it for the first time. I have no way to prove that to you, but I promise this is going to be completely new to them in the moment. I think you'll be able to pick up on that as well. It is too late to submit photos for this round, but in the future, always feel free to submit photos. Even if we're not asking for any, just go ahead and put them in the suggestion chat. We'll get to them eventually. But now let's go ahead and make sure that Dan gets to use full use of all of his time.
Yes. This is gonna go
Color Me
fast.
Happy, thank you for following us.
Hey.
Let's go ahead and get into it. Let me know when you're ready to start, Dan.
All right, starting in 3.
Dan,
What?
real quick before we start, where do we find our cards?
What happened to your audio?
What? Am I robot-y again?
No, you
It
just
sounds
sound
okay.
like you're living in an air conditioner.
Is it still? It still sounds like that?
Yes.
Hold on.
Air conditioner sounds. Love that.
Give me a sec.
Take the Zamboni out of your room, Alex. We talked
my
about this.
God.
This is Zamboni free zone. All that hype, we just built it up.
He is still handsome.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is this better?
A little bit.
A little bit.
All right, we'll go with it. All right, let's do it. Dan, you ready?
Dan,
Yep.
where are our cards?
You just look at the thing.
Oh yeah, okay. Right,
Alright.
I forgot that's
Starting
what we
in
agreed
3, 2, 1, go.
When we last left off, our hero had found himself in a precarious position. They were forced to battle against untold evil in the face of all things that had come before them. Only one final card battle could decide the ultimate fate for them.
on. I will stop you. You won't be able to take control of the city. It's not right. People deserve to have love wherever and whenever they want.
I won the mayoral election with a vote count of 13-1. I deserve to rule this city with an iron fist, and nothing will get in my way, especially a pesky teenager who pays too much for cardboard.
Well, you know as well as I that the city rules dictate that the winner of a card game can overthrow the mayor and instate new laws. And I intend to make that happen today. All I need is to win this next hand. So, let's draw. I am going to play my first card. This card. Okay, if I can use this card successfully, I might be able to set up a strategy that he won't be able to block against. He's been using a lot of really offensive tactics against me lately, but I think that this just might be able to work out in my favor. Ha ha ha! Well, I've got a pretty good card to play against you first. You see, I've got this card, the Good Doggo. With this card, I will be able to defend against any evil attacks that you send my way. This card is able to completely change the loyalty stat of other cards on the table. And as long as I have other loyal cards in my hand, I can play them for a loyalty bonus.
No, it can't be the Good Doggo. Only the goodest of doggos. This is absurd. How did he get such good cards? He doesn't even have disposable income yet. Now, I guess I have to do something about this. So I will draw my next card, and it will be able to defeat him. Now, I summon Pillsbury Swole Boy. With his attack power alone, he will chop your Good Doggo in twain, and your Good Doggo will know nothing except for no treats, because you have been defeated. And with that, Pillsbury Swole Boy gains 12 crunch points, giving him 13 more abs. And with that, I can attack you directly.
My deck is weak against sugar, you go. Oh, no. Okay. This is fine. I can still play my strategy. I just have to draw my next card. I remember this card. I was in another realm when I got this card. I wish that I could focus my power into being able to draw everything for this card. Okay. I will play the mobile Elijah Wood. With this card, I can summon the power of not only Elijah Wood, but his mechanized scooter. I'm sure you hear it now. My mechanical power thrown. With this card, I'll be able to control not only the good doggos, but also the wholesome scooters. I can play this card in a support position, which allows my doggo to ride on the scooter next to Elijah. By using the Elijah Wood card and my doggo combined, my doggo speed increases by double. That allows me to mechanize my whole team. And now I can play that
Oh no. He's becoming a robot. The one thing I swore to defend this city against. And now he's mobilizing the Good Doggo and Elijah Wood against me. This is the worst thing that could have happened. But I will activate my next card. And that will trump both your mobilized Elijah Wood and Doggo. And so, I summon Endless Room of Pins. With this endless room of bowling pins, your electric scooter is nullified and all mobilization bonuses become 0 until this card leaves play. It will allow my Pillsbury Swole Boy to be able to catch up to your mobilized Doggo and Elijah Wood and karate chop them in the neck.
Oh, no! Elijah! Doggo! No! How could you do this? Of course he had endless room of pain. How couldn't I have predicted that? This isn't looking good. There aren't really many combinations I can play that aren't going to be immediately nullified by endless room of pins. Unless I just have to believe. I have to believe and draw my last card. If I get the card that I'm thinking of, I just might be able to pull out a win. It's a long shot, but I think that using the card that my mom gave to me in my first ever deck, I'll be able to defeat him. With this card, this powerful card, Kirby with a knife, I will be able to defeat anything. Yes, I play Kirby with a knife in attack position. This card, which is known as the most powerful of the entire Wholesome deck, not only utilizes the wholesome power of Elijah on its scooter and Good Doggo, but is now able to increase its attack power past anything that your room of pins would be able to defend against. Kirby with a knife has an amazing attack stat of 4,500 points. You won't be able to defend this, so I use Kirby with a knife to use a direct knife attack on your cards, slashing all of the cards in two, and thus creating a path straight through the room of pins. That leaves the rest of my attack stat for your life points. I attack your life points directly, and Kirby with a knife is able to suck your power up and use it for himself, using the dark energy that your deck uses, which is also weak against it. Kirby with a knife is able to attack you for effective damage and completely annihilate the rest of your life points. And so, by playing this card, I win the match.
No!
The mayoral candidacy is mine, and I'm going to make some new changes in this town. Changes for love and friendship.
Tune in next time to see our hero take on the entire elected city council. Will they put the park in, or will the manufacturing plant get its evil ways cemented? Tune in next time! Great.
Sorry, I was having mic problems in the middle of that.
Yeah, you turned
Is
into
my
a
mic
robot.
still robot-y?
Yeah, you became the antagonist during the middle.
Yeah, chat was voting for the mayor to defeat.
There was nothing I could do. You guys were freaking out trying to tell me my mic
You're
was
like
wrong,
all
and I
on the
was
screen doing robot things.
like,
and I was like,
I know, but there's nothing I can do about it.
It was just a
I
character
tried to
choice.
incorporate it
Exactly, it
into
was a
my improv
choice.
as
It's
best
not a
I
mistake. It's a
yeah,
choice.
it was a character choice.
Yeah, it was a character choice. I thought I incorporated it as best I could.
I hope you guys like that game because we're gonna play it forever and over.
Oh my god, it's so
fun.
stressful.
Whether you like it or not, we sure do.
It's so stressful.
Dan, I thought it looked great. It was very smooth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Dan, I'm so.
My delay in seeing the cards was so much longer than the rest of you guys. So while you were all cracking up at the next card, I still had to bullshit my way through figuring out what it is.
I could tell. I saw it come up, and a minute later, you were still like, "This card, which I have not yet revealed."
Yeah. My stream is on such a delay right now that I had to stall for so long before I could see them.
It's okay. We'll figure out some of the kinks of it later.
Yeah,
But
we'll work that out.
boy, I'm glad that fever dream played well.
If anybody wants to see those cards, I did put flavor text and the people that submitted them on the cards too, so they are fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Next time we ask for suggestions, make sure you get in on that because you too could have your very own card.
You could have your very own Yu-Gi-Oh
Okay.
card. You print it out, you play it on your Friday night game. People are like, Kirby with a knife.
Oh no! I agree.
I'm-
Thank you, Dan, for the red tech stuff.
Thanks, I try.
So I'm finally able to look into the suggestions, and wow.
Yeah, there's some
What an
terrifying
assorted-
stuff in there.
What an assorted bin of images.
I didn't want to make them too spooky, but I love the picture of the endless hall of endless.
It's so
It's
good.
so good.
That's such a good Yu-Gi-Oh ref too. Like I'm sure they have a card that's
Yeah.
just like that somewhere.
It's
Endless
absolutely a
Hall of
Yu-Gi-Oh
Fame.
card.
Oh, great
Oh.
stuff, everyone.
Oh,
Wow,
dude.
you guys really like your cursed images, don't you?
I specifically asked for
Tom
cursed
asked
images
for
this
that.
time around. I was like, I thought Zen would appreciate it, so I said, give me your most cursed images.
That's why you saw me go, hey, also just regular stuff's cool.
Yeah.
Man.
Good stuff.
Oh,
Good
man.
stuff. Does anyone have any?
I thoroughly enjoyed that game.
We're almost wrapped up here, though. So, has anyone got any final thoughts on how's life going? Anything you're excited for? Any cool weekend plans?
Oh no, I'm out of
So it might be this weekend. I'm thinking. I have to check my calendar. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow I might stream a little Journey on our channel.
Hmm.
You mean the
And I
game
don't
Journey?
mean the
Yeah.
band. I mean the game, Journey the game. I might just do, a quick Journey stream. I have played through it a few times. I really love it. I am one trophy away from getting all of the trophies in Journey.
Whoa.
And the one trophy is you have to play it and then not play it for a week and then play it again. So I haven't played it in a week and I'm ready to play some more Journey. So I'm thinking
Nice.
maybe tomorrow I'll stream that. Tune in sometime. I should probably
Join our Discord and he'll post it there when he knows what his schedule
True,
is.
yeah, join the
I-
Discord. I'll definitely announce it there. I'm gonna shoot for hell. I don't think I have too much going on
hell.
tomorrow. I'll shoot for 2:00. 2:00 Eastern time is when I'm gonna stream some Journey. So come on down.
Sounds good. Let's see. Oh, I have a fun kind of little anecdote. So, my sister and her best friend started a podcast. They just released the first 2 episodes, and it's very good. It's a lot about spiritualism and their healing journeys, and it talks a lot about very fascinating topics that they both have spent thousands of hours researching independently and have just collectively found that they both have a mutual love of. But I'll post a link to it just to promote it in our Discord as well. But what I think is very funny about it is she was I was like, oh, do you have a title for it? And she goes, yeah, it's called the Fifth Element Podcast. And I was like, oh? I was like, do you know there's a movie called Fifth Element? And she goes, yeah, but I've never heard of it. And Emily, her co-host, has never heard of it either. So we don't think it's a real big deal. It must not be that popular of a movie. And I was like, well, you're wrong. It's a very popular movie.
Oh my god.
They even address it in their first, because I just listened to their first one. They were talking about it. I was like, I can't help but feeling you're going to get many people who love it for what it is. Absolutely. But also, you might get some people who are a little, wow, 80 episodes about the Fifth Element? They must really love this movie.
Does anybody want to watch? We could start a new podcast. I think we're going to call it the Godfather Podcast. It's where we just talk about,
It's a political stream.
Yeah.
That probably would work, actually.
Call it Five Guys and Fries as we eat over classic fast food chains.
It's all audio though. You just hear us eat it.
Yes, and Bronx. Welcome to the Lego Movie Podcast. It's a cooking podcast. We're talking about Mega Plugs.
It's all about raising your best friend's child. Exactly.
It is.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's then they go into it in the first episode and really explain why they call it the Fifth Element. And it has a lot of symbolism for them. And it's actually very well reasoned out.
Are they going to explain that in every episode though? Because
No.
if someone joins halfway through the series, they're gonna be disappointed.
I think they'll be okay, but I mean, there's literally no imagery about it. Although what's interesting is they talk about how it is kind of in essence like a reference to Frozen 2 because they talk about the elements in that, and they there's parallels to their own journeys throughout life that they found through Frozen 2. And then somebody told them, or they found online, that it said Frozen 2 is the animated version of Fifth Element. And I was like, that's wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I saw Frozen 2 in theaters, at one point I literally turned to my sister and go, this is the movie Fifth Element, as a joke. But I didn't, it's weird how that...
Wow.
I think I started watching that movie and I was kind of like, wait a minute. I feel like at some point the Fifth Element is going to be love in this movie.
Yeah, right? At one point, she goes, there's a fifth element. I was like, I hope it's love.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Spoilers for the movie Fifth Element, too.
Oh, yeah. Not spoilers for Frozen 2,
No.
which is much more of a recent show. If you haven't seen that, screw you. But hey, spoilers for the Fifth Element.
Yeah. Maybe from 30 years ago?
Yeah, I'm excited though because they said they're going to do an episode of the podcast where they watch The Fifth Element, and I'm so
go.
hyped for it.
Oh, that's-
There you
I'm
go.
so excited for that one. But yeah, that's a fun anecdote from my
I
life.
do have to say, speaking of podcasts, me and my friends started doing this where we all started making an episode of a podcast of like whatever we want, and we just send it to each other.
Mhm.
And the one that I made this week is quite a doozy, and I'll send it in the Discord as well. I won't. That's the only thing I'll say.
We should do a whole
We should
like
do
Tuesday night stream where we just pretend to be a talk show and just go like into it blind, like really Eric Andre this whole podcast and just
Yeah.
see what happens.
Whoa, Eric Andre it? Because that's
Yeah.
a whole other level.
That
Yeah.
means
Extreme
preparing
here.
more than the average podcast.
Yeah. Eric Andre's show has got a lot of prep work in the background.
No, I believe it. I believe it. I just don't want
It's
to
the
destroy the
most
set.
beautiful, controlled chaos ever.
And Dan has to replicate all of it.
Yeah,
Oh
bit by
my.
bit. That
Ah.
brings us pretty close to the end of our stream with a minute to go. So why don't we go out on a hoedown? I think
Out on a
that,
high note.
Out on a high note, multiple high notes.
Oh, we have to
Uh,
go up. We have to go up an octave. God
Yeah,
damn.
every time it's gonna go up an octave. No, that's not gonna happen. So we're gonna go out on a hoedown. One more game. So,
One more game.
you know what? Honestly, write whatever word you want in chat. We'll figure something out from that. We're pretty flexible dudes. That's the way improv works. So whatever word is top of the brain. My favorite word is ragamuffin. I don't know if that means anything. Alex, do you have a favorite word?
My favorite word. It's kind of like a lot of people choose it. It's very mainstream, but I love the way bamboozle feels to say.
Bamboozle. I see. Steve, favorite word? Quickly.
I had one. I'd skip me, but like,
Max, favorite word?
It's a pickle. I read that in chat. I'm sorry.
Dan, favorite word?
Who done it?
Whodunit? Whodunit's a great word,
That's a good
honestly.
one. That's a good one.
Steve, final chance.
I have one. I just don't. I literally was talking to myself the other day and I said it, and now
Well,
I don't.
tune in next week to find out Steve's favorite word.
All right, we're gonna go with the word snazzy. All right, our hoedown. This is the snazziest hoedown that there ever done was.
Snazzy.
Snazzy. Thanks, Snazzy.
Cue me in.
You're good.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I went one day to the clothing store. It was really nice, but I needed more. It was really cool because it was full of jazz. They asked me if I needed more snaz.
Hey, da 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 da. Sit right there and I'll talk to you for a while. That's right, I'm going to lecture you on style. It's not so hard to have a bit of panache, so that's why you just need a cool mustache.
I'm a fashion designer. I make lots of things. When I go out shopping, I only buy some rings. That jewelry really sparkles in my heart. And if anyone wants lessons, I'm happy to start.
Oh, da 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 da. Spy movies in the 70s were very so snazzy, but when I watch them, my TV gets so frazzy. I really wish to be just like Austin Powers, so I do my makeup for hours and hours.
Hey, I really want to go down the runway. It would be fun to do that one day. It's really fun, but I'm worried I'm filled with doom. So I hope I'm snazzy and I meet Heidi Bloom.
And I meet Heidi Bloom.
Back to the Breakfast Club where we all belong. That's who we are. One collective, one unit. That's what I like to see. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to a very special episode of Show and Tell Live. Special because you all were here with us. Isn't that right?
Special
Thank
'cause
you
we're at
all.
420 followers.
Yeah, especially because we're at 420 followers. Dan, our biggest secret stoner of all. Thank thank you everyone for being here. We really appreciate you guys coming back week after week. We really hope that we can provide a space of comedy for you. Thank you all for your amazing suggestions. I think MVP of tonight's stream is definitely Macaroni and Brie, so give them a lot of love.
Mac and Brie!
Spam those Bricko emails because we are going on a raid, everyone. And now that I know you all have some, I want to see those Brickos.
We're going raiding.
Aye, boy, we're going raiding.
We're going raiding.
Of raids, the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer was super rad. Okay, that's all I have to say on that.
Thank you. So was the new Rick and Morty trailer for anyone watching that. I'm sure none of you ever have before.
What about Lovecraft's? Sorry.
We are going to go raid, who just kicked off. We just did a Minecraft stream. They're doing a Minecraft stream because it's Maycraft for them. Let's go ahead and raid Ellieface. Let's go drop some love for Ellieface. Drop those brickos when we get in the chat. Let's make sure that we go out with a.
Let her know that we want to play Minecraft with her.
Yeah, tell her we want to play Minecraft with her. She's already offered, to be fair, but we just want to reinforce it.
Yeah, please, everyone, tell her that you want to see us play Minecraft.
Yeah, just but don't tell her we told you. Yeah.
No.
Hey, I bet these guys would be really good at Minecraft. I bet they're pro Minecraft players.
I bet they didn't spend the entire time playing Minecraft arguing over chicken rights.
Yeah, don't tell them we had a philosophical bit. Anyways, bye. Spam those brickos. So many brickos.
Bye.
We're almost gonna be.
Get home safe now, y'all. Here.
You're almost gonna be there. Just hold on.
Bye, Bessie.
Uncle
Jay.
Look at the rabbits.
Bye. We're almost out.
Look at the rabbits.